listening to Who's Tom and Dick, a weekly podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers, fighting stage 4 lung cancer, and Patrick Mortimer, living with heart disease. Why not grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, and enjoy the chatter as we discuss and share information, talking about tough subjects, and offering help, support, and motivation with a positive mental attitude.
Good morning, Patrick. How are you?
Good morning, Martin. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Who's Tom and Dick. So just before we start this week, we're going to just continue from where we left off on the conspiracy theories. When do you get your first scan from the Royal Marsden and see how your treatment is going? Because you've been on that 4 or 5 weeks now, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll get it on 2 months.
Yeah.
They have actually scanned me once already.
Right.
And then but that's purely for them, so they've got a record to see what's going on inside.
So that's more or less like a starting picture. When they scan you the next time, they can compare the two, I guess. That's
right, yeah. And that's what I hope to see the picture of and the improvement of it, where the new drug has sort of eaten into the cancer and all that. So I'm a few weeks into the drug, and things are going well at the moment with my liver and my kidney not, messing up and things like that. So hopefully my body's taken to the tablet.
Well, I'm joining you on the journey down to the big smoke on Tuesday, aren't I?
You are.
And we're going to, I haven't told you this yet, but we're going to record a podcast en route.
Oh, are we?
We are. Just a typical day in the life of Martin and his trip to the Royal Marsden.
Ah.
Did you say they have a pianist in reception?
They've got a pianist there, yeah.
Is he always there?
Yeah, a pianist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not making a joke here.
I know you're not.
But you told me that they've got a pianist in reception playing a piano all the time.
Yes. I couldn't believe it when I walked in.
It can't be the same guy every week, can it?
Yeah, it is. Well, he's not there all the time, though, so he must be out playing somewhere else. But, he hopefully he'll be there. I've seen him 3 times.
Yeah.
So, so the chances are we will see him.
So we'll record quite a bit of the day, the trip, one thing and another, and we'll include some snippets of the day along the way. I don't think we can take you in for the blood test with your mic up or anything.
No, I don't think so.
But we'll see what we can do anyway. And it'll be an interesting one, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It won't be made up, but it will be sort of off the cuff.
Yes, that's right.
Is Dr. P staying in touch with you over this along the way, or?
No, because I'm now under the wing of Chelsea completely. And I actually said to Dr. P, it feels like we're divorced.
Yeah.
And he said it's just like we're in a menage a trois, that he's still, there with me. And because he obviously sees all the results. So it's a thing that, I might drop them a line at the hospital just to say, has Dr. P got everything? But I'm sure he looks it up.
We're going down on Tuesday just for you to have a blood test, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
So it's going to be like 15 minutes.
Yep.
I would like to think, for your convenience, that, if this is working for you and as time goes on, they can say, right, we can do the blood tests locally from now on.
That is the plan.
And maybe you get a trip down once a month or something.
Yeah, that's what the complete plan is for all this treatment.
Yeah.
So, but because I got the chest infection, that's what's put a spanner in the works, because I'm on antibiotics, and they said they just want to keep an eye on it, make sure that the antibiotics don't, mess around with the new drug and all that. So
right.
I will know. Actually, I'll probably know more when me and you go down.
Oh, good. Anyway, so getting back to the conspiracy theories.
Yes.
I was going to start with 9/11, as we're fastly approaching its anniversary. Mm-hmm. And they were saying, was that an inside job?
Yes. By the American government.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, I am a firm believer that this is down to the terrorists and nothing more. There's no inside job going on here. I don't think any government would take this action. I don't know about you.
No, I actually exactly what you've just said. I can't think that they would do anything to their citizens. Really, it's a hell of a thing to do, isn't it?
I mean, official investigations and structural engineering analysis, eyewitness accounts, all these strongly refute claims of a controlled demolition or a staged attack. I think it's just ludicrous to suggest that this was an inside job.
Well, there are theories that those planes where they crashed in would not bring the buildings down, and they reckon there could be explosives already inside. What do you reckon?
I just think that those jets, I just reckon that those aircraft were fully filled at point of takeoff, which was just almost at the local airport.
Yeah.
So that amount of fuel and that velocity and force was certainly enough to bring those buildings down.
Oh yeah, they hadn't been in the air long, so
structure.
There must have been a lot of fuel on board.
I think it was more successful for the terrorists than they thought it was going to be. To be honest with you, I don't think they probably had any idea that they were going to bring the buildings down to the ground.
No.
But I think because they had the impact 2/3 up, they weakened the structure, and the weight of the upper section was enough to just introduce a collapse. Yeah. That's my. I'm not a scientist, but that's my theory.
Yeah.
I think it was a terrorist attack and nothing more.
Well, I have to agree on our first topic with you.
But talking about insider jobs, this probably brings us on to one of your conspiracy theories, which is...
Go on.
I thought you'd have known.
Well, I've got several.
JFK.
Who?
JFK.
Oh, yeah, JFK.
The assassination of.
Yeah, that was a funny setup. That wasn't it? Really. I think Lee Harvey Oswald was the scapegoat for that.
I think he was too. I mean, I don't think there was necessarily a cover-up so much. I think that they just needed to find somebody to blame to bring this to a close quickly.
Yes.
But there was a lot of interesting elements that happened in the day that do make you think conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, there's talk that there was 2 gunmen, wasn't there? That was one thing they spoke about. And because they found him in a factory building, didn't they, Lee Harvey Oswald? And then there's proof, or not proof, but they showed from where he was, and when the gunshots went into the president's head, that couldn't have been from the angle that he was at. So it must have been. They reckon there was someone on the knoll, don't they?
The grassy knoll, the famous grassy knoll. Yeah. There's also the conspiracy that was one of the passengers sitting in the front that turned around and shot him in his head. Ooh. Because his head went back.
Hadn't heard that one.
But I'm sure that Jackie Onassis would have instantly been able to support that if that was the case.
Yeah.
Being so close. I don't underestimate the power of the CIA.
No.
Or its covert operations, and the power of government security and the power of government secrecy as well. But I don't think it's very clear what actually happened. And I don't think the story that we're told is actually true.
No.
But I'm not convinced that it was anything to do with the government conspiracy. I'm more inclined to believe that it was a rush to find a culprit to quieten the American people.
Or to keep it quiet about Marilyn Monroe. Now, there's another one.
Here we go. Yeah, the plot thickens.
Yeah.
So, you can dig deep into these things.
I mean, I don't think they're ever going to find the real gunman.
A bit late now, I guess.
Yeah, but you get cold cases, don't you, and things like that. But I just don't think there was probably enough evidence made and kept. All they probably kept was enough just to convict Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, if you dig into the detail, there was also comments that they actually swapped the brains in the autopsy. There's various TV shows and documentaries on about this subject, and they're all very interesting, but I find them all very highly speculative. They really get you going and make it sound plausible when you think about the detail.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, they make us believe what they want us to believe, don't they, at times? and sometimes it isn't right. But no, I don't know who. I really don't know who did it. I just believe it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald.
You're not a detective,
I'm
are you?
not. No, so I'm not gonna.
No.
I can't dig into that one, unfortunately. I'm not a Poirot.
Okay, well, we'll agree to agree
Yep.
that that was not a cover-up by the CIA, but their information around the assassination is very woolly and
Yeah.
cloudy.
100%.
Yeah. What's on your list now, may I
I've got
ask?
the Bigfoot.
Oh, Bigfoot.
Yeah, not that's not me.
There's another name for him, you know?
Oh, the Yeti.
The Yeti. Yeah.
Yes.
They are the same, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Or there's another one. The
Yeah.
Abominable Snowman.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say the kumquat for some unknown reason.
that's from Doctor Who.
I don't know why that came into my head.
That's a fruit, isn't it?
It is a fruit,
Yeah.
yeah, but I thought there was another word for it as well, but I may be wrong. It may come to me
Yeah.
once my statins kick
But
in.
no, there's
But
there's this theory. There's a big hairy beast.
living in
It's
Norfolk.
not me. Going about the countryside, but the thing is, there was only one photograph, and that was proved to be a fake, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They reckon they've found footprints. Well, you and me could make a footprint, couldn't we? Really, and take photographs of it. So there's no real evidence that it ever exists.
yeah,
I think some people found some bones once and thought it could be the abominable snowman. It's where somewhere had been frozen and then thawed out, but
yeah.
it was never ever proved it was the abominable snowman. I'd love it if there was one or two.
You've got a real warped mind, haven't you? Really, because you'd love it if there was a Nessie. You'd love it if there was a Bigfoot. Would you love it if there was an alien?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, as long as it was controlled and that the alien wasn't allowed to run, rife and ruin our Earth.
Just thought of it. I've just thought of it. I'm going to break you up there. There is another name. It isn't a kumquat.
Go on.
It's a Sasquatch. Have you heard that one?
Yes, I have.
Sasquatch. That's the name I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
And they call it the wood ape as well. Did you hear that one?
No.
Yep, that's also known as the wood ape.
Because there's a film as well that's allegedly of the abominable snowman or the Yeti or the Bigfoot or the Sasquatch or the abominable snowman. Crikey, how many titles has it got? But anyway,
I don't know.
I'll just stick to the Bigfoot now because that's what I wrote down as me header to talk about. But there is a film, and once again, these people have now come to light to say, no, that was us as students or something like that, and it was a complete fake. So that's the trouble, Pat. You can do so much with filming nowadays.
Just think of AI nowadays on the social media. There's so many films going around now that are very, very believable, but they are AI created. And I don't know whether you've noticed it yourself, but somebody is putting out trailers for new films that aren't actually coming out.
Really?
Yeah. I've been caught a couple of times because I've said to my son, there's a new Back to the Future coming out. He said, no, there's not. That's an AI production and things like this. So it's so difficult.
He's a disbeliever, isn't he?
I think social media are now putting links to their videos saying that you have to tick a box if it's AI created.
Oh, what? I'm not a robot.
Well, that's a totally different thing.
Oh, is it?
No, you're not a robot. I know you're not a robot. Couldn't possibly be a robot. If you're a content creator and you're putting movies and things on social media, they do want you now to identify if this product or this content has been created using AI.
Right.
So that they can police AI creations from real-time incidents, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they do make you believe.
How you police that, because, you don't have to tick the box.
No, that's right.
But I'm sure there'll be software coming out to say that, this has been created using AI. Perhaps our listeners will be able to comment on that.
So, Bigfoot, does he exist?
No, definitely not.
100% not.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of people with big feet, but I don't think Bigfoot is
There's a lot of
real.
people who are hairy.
Well, we could have our own Bigfoot in Norfolk,
That's
couldn't we?
right.
Well,
Yeah.
on the edge of Norfolk in
If I
Suffolk.
walk around naked.
Yeah, if you run through Rendlesham Forest, there was another sighting for a UFO years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The Americans encountered a UFO in Rendlesham Forest, didn't they?
I could run the same route. So that's the Bigfoot. No.
No for
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
What else have you got?
The only other one I've got is controlling the weather.
Oh,
I don't know a lot about this, but apparently there's a conspiracy theory around controlling the weather for military and scientific experiments and atmospheric research. Have you heard this?
I haven't. Well, the thing is, I mean, you used to be a pilot, so
Yeah.
you know about clouds and weather and stuff like that. I mean, could they do that? I mean, I've never heard about this, so all I can ask you is the question: can they control it?
Cool, that'd be blooming limited if they could. When you think of how storms gather and over vast areas, I've heard that they can try and introduce rainfall in areas which are in drought.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
You're going to sneeze there, weren't you?
No, I'm blocking my ear actually.
I'm not boring.
No. But all this congestion I've got about my body, it's one of those things. Everybody, or I'll yawn. That won't show I'm bored, but it'll unblock my ear.
Yeah, I don't think there's any evidence that they can create things such as hurricanes, earthquakes, or even climate change.
Nah.
I think
I'd find it
speculative
very,
stuff.
very hard that you could change it. Well, we all know. Well, I couldn't tell you right now the theory, but it's all from the sea, isn't it? And going up in the air, and
There are scientists sitting at home now listening to this podcast in a darkened room, and they're listening to your explanations, and they must be astounded.
Well, I'm not a scientist, by the way, so
You're not?
no, but that's what I've heard. It is something to do with the sea and the droplets, and it gets sucked up into the sky, into the clouds, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that's like predicting the weather. I mean, I see it on TV, and Wendy often says, "Oh, look, that's going to be all hot next week." And yeah, 9 times out of 10 it is. But sometimes they predict further than that, and much further than that, and you think, well, there's no way they can predict that.
I know.
That accurate, that far away. Things can change so drastically.
Well, I get 10 days on my phone, and I often think that. I look it up and think, oh, we could go away and Betsy then, or whatever, and then, then it get there and it's raining.
Well, my app sometimes predicts, it starts to rain outside. You say, well, let's not mention that on the app.
Yeah.
It's the same day.
Well, I'm a believer that they cannot control the weather.
Good. I am a believer too.
We're agreeing a lot on this podcast, aren't we?
What's your next one?
What's my last one, actually? Princess Diana.
Oh,
Now, this could be controversial with a lot of people.
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah. With Dodie.
Now, I would imagine that you're going to be talking about her death or demise.
Yes. Yeah. I think that the royal family were behind it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do you?
I'm not going to beat about the bush. I think the royal family wanted her out of the equation. I don't think it mattered about Dodie being in that car. I just think that, they would have got her wherever. And it's when you think of it, they've got, the royal family have got the 2 boys, and because I've always got that picture in my mind when they walked behind her coffin, when during the procession and all that. And I just think it's such a cruel thing. Those 2 boys that they lost their mother. But the trouble was, she was flaunting herself a little bit in public, and she probably wasn't giving the royal family a good name at the time. So I think that's why they had to. They just had to get rid of her. There was certain other things going on, which I can't remember now, but I've seen it in documentaries and all that, and you think, yeah, that could be true. But I mean, because you see The Crown, don't you, and all things like that, and on TV, and I think most of that was true. But Yeah, I definitely think it was the royal family because Prince Philip was alive at the time, and I think he might have been one of the main people behind it.
Right.
That's a bold statement, isn't it?
Are you sure you're not a detective? But there was something, I think, in the early stages where they didn't put the flag at half mast on any Buckingham Palace, wasn't there? And it was only through pressure that was lowered, I believe. Am I right in believing that, or is that am I dreaming that
No,
up?
and also the Queen didn't come and make a speech, did she? And that was public pressure that made her make the speech, which is a shame because I used to love the Queen. I still did up until she died, but I just think she was wrong at that time not to make that speech sooner than what she did.
Yeah,
And there was something that they said that Princess Diana was still actually alive when they found her in that car
yeah,
and in that subway, and they reckon that something was done to make her leave this earth, which is a shame. But I went to the subway to pay my respects when I was in Paris.
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite sad when you look because you can see down there and you think, God, all that tragedy that happened down there that night. Because I remember it coming on the news. I was devastated.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to like her. I think stunned is another word that day. I was walking around, not believing what we was actually hearing.
I think the royal family underestimated her popularity.
Mm,
That was one of the biggest problems, and that was why, in the early stages, the royal family didn't react as they normally would, so quickly. But that was the outpouring of grief,
yeah,
the laying of flowers at Buckingham Palace, and things like that. That they started to realise that, hang on a minute, Princess Diana is very, very important to the people of the UK and the world
yeah.
because she had done a lot, hadn't
Oh
she?
God, yeah. She's an ambassador for loads of different things and all that. Yeah,
She was keen on helping the homeless, bomb clearing.
yeah. I remember her with her mask and all things like that going over in that bomb clearing thing.
You're choking up over this one.
No, I really, really liked her, but some people probably couldn't abide her. Like everybody, we all have different opinions, but no, I was, as I say, stunned that day, and I walked around in disbelief. Life goes on anyway, and but I still think the royal family.
We're
Yeah.
behind it.
What do you think? Do you think they were?
I don't know. I don't. I can't believe that they could be that. No, I don't
So you
believe they
think
could
that was a genuine
do that.
accident?
Yeah, I think that's a genuine accident.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, they tried to discredit the driver by saying he was under the influence of alcohol.
yeah.
I can't believe that the royal family would do that. But then, you never know. I mean, Princess Margaret, she was a loose cannon, wasn't she?
Yeah, there's a whole show in one with her.
Exactly. So, I mean, why wasn't the same carried out? Well, I mean, she was the Queen's sister, so there's a lot more involvement there. But Diana probably wasn't as important to the Queen as her sister was.
Yeah.
I can't believe the Queen would have had anything to do with that. I really can't.
Well,
Maybe it was the government rather than the
well,
royals.
most things have to get put by the Queen. Perhaps they kept that one from her. You just don't know. You don't know who's talking to who. Anyway, we'll never know that one, and we're disagreeing on that one, aren't we?
We're going to disagree on that one, I'm
Yeah,
afraid. I think conspiracy theories have been well and truly sorted out on this podcast.
yeah.
For any of those that had any doubt or were unsure, we've cleared them right up.
We have.
Elvis is alive.
Yeah, that's right. Just don't go no further.
JFK was shot by somebody else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to be hung, drawn, and quartered in the tower.
Yeah, I'd move if I was you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask that inevitable weekly question, Martin. Do you have a joke of the week?
I do, actually. Yeah.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
But it's quite topical because we were proud a few weeks ago of our Lionesses winning the Euros. And anyway, Jeff Hurst was asked, did he think that the 1966 World Cup team could beat the Lionesses? He replied, No. And then they said, why? He said, well, there's only one of us left and there's 11 of them.
You got that wrong.
Hey?
You got that wrong.
Did I?
Yeah.
There's only one of us and there's 11 of them.
No, you should have said, Jeff said, no, we'd still beat them 1-0. And he said, 1-0? Why only 1-0? Because there's only one of us and there's 11 of them.
I didn't get that. I thought mine was a better explanation.
Well, you've missed the 1-0 off because the expectation is that they would beat them still if there was 11 of them. But because there's only one of them, the expectation is if there was 11 of them, they'd beat them like 90-0 and not 1-0.
I think my explanation is better. There's only one of us left and there's 11 of them. Because the question was, do you think the Lionesses would beat the 66 World Cup squad?
Yeah.
Joke of the day. I was on the train to work and the conductor told me he's got to charge me extra for telling dad jokes. I told him that's not fair.
Oh, you've got to laugh, haven't you?
Well, that's the end of another podcast, Patrick.
Yes, it is. Another podcast bites the dust.
Yeah, and thanks very much for staying with us all this time, all you people who do listen every week.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week.
Yes.
We'll be back next week. We've got some guests lined up, so hopefully we may even have a guest for you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Who's Tom and Dick podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers and Patrick Mortimer. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite streaming platform. New episodes are available every Friday. Thanks for tuning in.